up, everybody? Yeah, I know this is something a little bit different, right? Oh my gosh. My voice sounds a little bit raspy too. Raspy. All right. This is not your typical uh this is not your typical WWE review. Doing it a little bit different this time. So current so currently I am driving home because tonight I was at WrestleMania Backlash in Rhode Island at the Dunkin' Donuts Center. Now, I know the first question, the first question I know many of you are probably gonna have like, Fitz at a WWE pay per view. What is this? Yeah, I know, right? So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's been a while since I've been to a WWE pay per view. The last wrestling event I went to was AEW Dynamite in Boston, which was like a month ago. But it's been a while since I've been to a. And it's been a while since I've been to a WWE. I can't even remember the last WWE pay per view I went to. To be honest, it was way before COVID. You know, and originally, actually, I do remember it was WrestleMania. I went to WrestleMania last year, and I was planning to go to WrestleMania again this year, but I didn't because I didn't like how the card looked. You guys all know the story. I wanted Sasha versus Charlotte. That was the big match. We all thought Sasha was going to win the Rumble and all that. And then, all the plans changed and they went with Ronda Rousey. And they changed the entire WrestleMania card. And I did not like that at all. So, all the money that I saved up pretty much for the for WrestleMania this year, I decided just to spend that money at the AEW show I went to and for WrestleMania Backlash. And I'll be honest with you guys. If you guys saw my Monday Night Raw review last week, I I wasn't super duper excited for the Backlash card because I kind of bought my tickets early, right? Because I bought my tickets about a week after WrestleMania. So I thought they were going to put together a pretty strong card after WrestleMania. But for the most part, Backlash was a lot of rematches. 75% of the card was just rematches from WrestleMania. So going into the show, I wasn't super impressed with the card because a lot of these matches we had already seen. But, you know, I wasn't going to sell my ticket. And I was like, okay. And let me know for those of you guys who are here, let me know how I sound. I know I'm on the road right now, not in front of my stuff. It's like a reaction. I'm probably going to do a more thorough review sometime this week. But I wanted to at least give you guys a little bit of a reaction. So with WrestleMania Backlash, right? I don't know. If you guys go back, I was actually on camera tonight. I had really good seats. I was right. I was in the second row. Uh, so if you guys saw Green Shirt Guy is the guy that's at like all of these shows, right? AEW and WWE. He's like at every single big event, wrestling wise. I was behind him about five. I want to say 5 seats to the right, right? 5 seats to the right on my perspective. 5 seats to the left for those watching on TV. And yeah, I had an amazing view. I could see pretty much everything. The only real thing that you can't really see when you have seats like that is the entrance ramp, right? You can't really see the top of the entrance ramp, so you can't see superstars when they first come out. And what's crazy is, the pyro. I don't know if it changed, but with the pyro, it is so loud, and I have like sensitive ears. So whenever they played pyro, no matter if it was like Drew McIntyre's fire or Roman's fireworks, or the pyro at the beginning of the show, it really does. Your ears explode when you first hear it because it's so loud. It's beautiful, but it's super loud. But I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know how it was watching on TV, and definitely being in the arena and watching on Peacock are two completely different things. All right, yeah, but being there in the arena tonight, the crowd was, that crowd was loud, loud. That was a loud crowd tonight, a good crowd. I don't know how it sounded on TV, but in the arena, it was loud. And we're in Rhode Island. Remember, Rhode Island's a very small state. But in the Dunkin' Donuts Center, it's not. There's no professional Rhode Island team really. There's like colleges and stuff in the area, but there's no professional really big professional teams. So the Dunkin' Donuts Center is not this large arena, but it was still a good arena, and the crowd was amazing. And plus, you're getting it. Rhode Island is in the middle of New England. You got people from Boston, people from Worcester, people from Connecticut, Rhode Island, even people from New Hampshire and Maine come all the way down for this show. So a really good crowd. Like I said, when you're up here in the Northeast, you're gonna get some of the best crowds in the entire country. That crowd was great tonight, and I enjoyed myself for the most part. You know, was I really impressed with the card? No, but that didn't stop me from enjoying the matches. The main event was amazing. The opener and the main event were both amazing. Cody and Seth, like I have to go back and watch the match on Peacock. This compared to the WrestleMania match, but Cody and Seth absolutely killed it in the opener. And the main event was so much fun, even though I disagree with them making it a six-man tag last minute and not making it winner take all. Because I feel like if you had added the winner take all stipulation, it would have had an all another element to the match. But all in all, I did enjoy um, I did enjoy that main event. That main event was so much fun. Oh my gosh. Randy Orton hitting RKOs out of nowhere on Roman Reigns with the Superman punch and then on Jey Uso. That was great. Randy Orton's RKOs make you pop so hard in person. Like, I love it. And then the end of the match, which I got filmed on my phone, I was a little afraid and nervous of the film because usually, in the past, the WWE is like really big on not, especially when you're in the front row, they don't want people recording. You know, they hate that. But they were pretty easy about it today. I wish I'd recorded more. I got a lot of cool videos of like the entrances. I wish I recorded a little bit more during the matches, but I was able to get a really good video of the finish of the main event when Matt Riddle hit the RKO off the top rope on Jey Uso, but then Roman tagged in and then got the spear. That was really really fun. I'm glad I got that on video. It was a cool moment. But is anybody surprised that Roman got the win? I'm not. You know, I'm just saying, for those of you guys who are in the chat, this is more of a reaction since I'm driving home. Probably, I'm thinking maybe tomorrow I'll film and I'll sit down and I'll do an actual normal review, like a podcast. But I'm probably not gonna do that tonight. I'm probably gonna go home and get some rest because my voice is raspy. Because I'm just getting over a cold, and I yelled a lot, especially during that main event tonight. So my voice is probably not in the best condition to sit down and do like an hour and a half review. But still, it was a fun show. It was a fun show. I'm driving past construction work. That's why you see the lights. I'm not getting pulled over. Imagine if I got pulled over on stream. I'm a good driver, so and I didn't have no alcohol or anything tonight. I just had like a lemonade with a pizza. So I'm good to drive home. But yeah, you guys surprised Roman won? I'm not. I know a lot of you guys. Some of you guys texted me on social media what I thought about Roman uh, saying that he might be done with WWE soon. I do find that very interesting, right? I do think Roman's gonna go to Hollywood eventually. I think him and Sasha, right now are the two on the main roster with the most likely to break out. Roman, he was in the Fast and Furious movie with The Rock. Roman has that Hollywood look to him. Sasha, of course, she was Costa Reese in The Mandalorian. We know that Sasha, she's already said in interviews that she does plan to go Hollywood, at some point. It's just a matter of when, because she still loves wrestling so much. but there's some stuff that she can't do because there's some stuff that she can't do because she's still with WWE. So Sasha loves wrestling, but she also wants to, do Hollywood. And she's probably getting lots of little deals as well. But I'm not surprised that Roman could be going to Hollywood. I think a lot of us actually expected it, right? You know, and the thing about it is, he said in a live event at New Jersey last night, and look, I think because we know they're gonna be what they want to do, right? Um, whoever's texting me, guys, I'm doing just fine driving. All right, I'm legit. I'm not even looking at the camera. I'm driving and talking. So just sit back and relax. If I was just looking at the camera the whole time, like I have my phone staring right at me, so it's not affecting my driving at all. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Um, yeah, well, like I was saying, Roman we know basically WWE's plan is they want Roman to hold on to at least one of those titles, maybe even both. Because there has been talk how they, Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes, they like the idea of having two titles, right? I think right now WWE's plan is they want Roman to hold on to those titles, or at least one of those titles, probably the Universal title at least, maybe both. They want Roman to hold on to that for at least another year, right? So that and we have Proud Rod saying, giving me a super chat. Proud Rod, I would love to read your super chat, but I am driving, so I will look at it when I have a second. But you um, yo, this cold man, my throat, jeez. But anyway, like I was saying, I think they want Roman to hold on to that title for at least another year, so they can do the Rock match. We don't know if they're gonna do the Rock match, right? But we know that's what WWE would love to do, right? I can definitely see different scenarios where Roman holds on to that title, and then maybe he leaves after the Rock match. Maybe he just vacates the title and he never loses it, right? I don't know. As much as I like Roman, right? I love him as a heel. I love his sleeve. The thing about it is, I'm over the title reign. That's my thing. I think he just had the titles way too long now. You know, but that doesn't mean I don't like Roman. Roman, you need to start building up who's going to take that title from Roman, or at least one of those titles from Roman, if not both, right? And I think Cody is that guy. Cody is just on another level right now. In wrestling, charisma, promos, appearance. Cody has all of it right now. And it's just crazy that, him now in WWE all these years later, he's so much more of a star. He feels like a star. I don't know if how much creative control Cody has. I don't know if Vince truly does like Cody. I don't know that, but it's great to see the way Cody's been booked, at least this first, month and a half since he's been back. He truly is being booked like a star, and I love it. But yeah, with the whole Roman thing, I do think Roman's gonna go to Hollywood. I just don't know when. WWE wants to do that Rock match. All right, and of course, it would be one of the biggest. It would be one of the. Let me just switch lanes. It would be one of the biggest matches in the history of the company because it's a dream match. You know, uh, But if I'm WWE, I just find it very interesting how Roman cut that promo at a live event of all places. He didn't cut it tonight at Backlash after the show. He didn't cut it on a Raw or a SmackDown. He cut it on a random house show in New Jersey. So, it is something to think about. Maybe Roman's a little bit closer to leaving than we think. I don't know. Because I'm willing to bet they're going to be in New Jersey again before the end of the year. It's May, right? WWE goes to most states at least twice a year. But we'll just have to wait and see. But I don't know. It is something to think about. So I'm not surprised Roman might be leaving soon, you know. But it might be a good thing. I saw some people like, oh, Roman leaving would be terrible. Like it would force WWE to actually build new stars. You've buried so much of the main roster for Roman. The only reason why you unified the two world titles was for Roman. You didn't do it because you wanted to. You did it for Roman. We've heard all the reports of how WWE still doesn't even know how they want to book Roman as undisputed champion because it wasn't the original plan. So I'm just saying, like, wait, what the, like, you know? But that's just the way I view it. So we'll see. But on to some of the other stuff that happened in the show. Like I said, the main event was great. Well, and I had so much fun watching it live. But imagine if you added like more stakes to it, like and then coming out of that main event, you had Roman win. I thought the 6-man tag. I thought, and there's someone just speeding on this road right now. Holy moly! But I thought doing the 6-man tag would give you an excuse to have the baby faces win. Because I'm guessing they still want to do the title match, right? I wouldn't be surprised at Hell in a Cell. I'm willing to bet that probably at Hell in a Cell they're gonna do Roman versus Drew and probably RK Bro versus the Usos. Those could be two separate Hell in a Cell matches altogether. Unless something completely different. I think that's what WWE's gonna do. So I don't know. It's confusing, but that's just the way I'm seeing it right now. You know, and yeah, I still think it's a little bit early to do Drew and Roman. That's one of the only big feuds you have left, right? But yeah, you have Roman win. You have Roman win again tonight. How is it supposed to be believable that Drew and the others are going to are going to beat the Usos and Roman when they go for the titles? They can't even win a non-title 6-man tag match. So I don't know. I don't know. But that's just what I'm thinking. Um, but yeah, like I said, at the opening of the show, you had Cody and Seth, right? Cody is ridiculous. Seth is great as a heel, right? Cody is insanely over right now. I'm glad that people aren't already tired of him. He is ridiculously over. His theme song is amazing. Listening to it live, I love his entrance, the pyro, and everything. I was legit sitting there thinking this thing about "Do It All Again." Crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, light go up. I can't really sing right now because my voice is. Well, you get the point, right? I apologize for that bad singing, but Cody is insanely over right now. And I picked Seth win this match only because you know how WWE loves to do 50-50 booking, but I'm glad Cody won. It's not going to hurt Seth that he lost his match. Seth Rollins is over to the point where he can lose a bunch of matches and it won't hurt him because he's one of WWE's megastars. You know, I love how Cody uh, won this match because it kind of goes against the WWE formula, right? Remember when they did Seth Rollins and Edge? Edge won the first match, Seth won the second match, set up the third. I thought that's what they were going to do here. You know, Cody wins the first match, Seth wins the second match, and then Hell in a Cell, that would be the third match. But in a way, right, you can kind of say that Cody winning should kind of end this feud. Really, Cody's up 2-0. I thought, WWE's 50-50 logic, they would have Seth win, and then that would set up the third match, 1-1, and then they'll have the third tiebreak. They didn't. Cody won, and I'm glad because that shows me that they care about Cody. That they actually want him to be a star. And Cody's talked about in interviews how important it is to how important it is to have wins and losses, right? And I don't know if Cody is convincing people backstage how important it is because we know wins and losses are important in AEW where he was, right? But either way, I love how Cody's making win and losses matter, and now he's beaten Seth twice. There's no reason to continue the feud, even though they can go on Raw tomorrow and then Seth can complain that Cody used the tights even though Seth used them first, but still, uh, Cody Cody won and that should be it. I don't know if they decide to continue the feud, clearly it would go to a Hell in a Cell match, right? That would just probably make the most sense. But if they don't continue this feud and they end it, what else would they do? You know? Oh, what would you do next? Who does Cody face next? Right? Maybe you have Cody get involved with Edge, right? That could be something. I can't really think. There's a lot of baby faces on Raw right now. You know, maybe do Cody and Kevin Owens. I don't know. Uh, I'm trying to think. It's way too early to do Cody and Roman. Cody and Roman should honestly be. Uh, Cody and Roman should honestly be saved for WrestleMania next year, in my opinion. If you can't, if you're not going to do Cody and Roman, or if you're not going to do Roman and Rock next year, you should do Cody and Roman at Mania next year, right? I would have Cody win the Royal Rumble, and then go on to challenge Roman, or you could do Cody versus Roman, maybe at SummerSlam. I don't know. It's really all going to depend on what happens with The Rock. If The Rock is serious about facing Roman at Mania next year, then you do it. If The Rock isn't, or if The Rock has movie plans and he's not able to get back to face Roman next year, then Cody versus Roman should be the way. In a perfect world, right? In a perfect world, in my opinion, you would have Cody go win the WWE Championship at Mania, and then you would have Roman facing The Rock for the Universal title. But like I said, I don't know. I don't make the plans. That's just the way I think would be best. But whatever, right? What do I know? But yeah, Cody beat Seth. Their match was fantastic. Back and forth. Like I couldn't really tell who was gonna win. Cody hitting like Cody cutters, and Seth hitting pedigrees. Right. There was a point where uh, Cody hit one crossroads, Steph kicked out, then like a little bit later in the match, Cody hit a second crossroads, right? And it looked like he was gonna go for a third right away, or a back-to-back crossroads, but he wasn't able to, And then Seth got the tights, but Cody was able to win by rolling up Seth's tights. You got a little Seth butt action there, which was kind of funny. So we'll see if this leads to Hell in a Cell with those two. But really fun stuff. And I'm loving this. I'm loving Cody right now. He is on a whole nother level. Cody is amazing. The passion he brings as a babyface, you know, uh, the way he wrestles, I'm loving Cody right now. What else? Uh, I think lastly at Almas was took place second. I was talking hella shit to MVP at ringside. During Almas's entrance, right? During Almas's entrance, uh, MVP was talking to someone at the barricade, and the guy told MVP he sucked, and MVP told him you should go talk to your barber because your haircut sucks. But bro, I was talking hella shit to MVP. You guys know how I feel about Almas. I think Almas sucks in the ring, but this match was definitely better than the WrestleMania match. And now, even me watching there in person, I can tell this Almas was more aggressive. He still the problem with Almas, of course, is that he's slow in the ring, and half the time he doesn't know what to do. He does one move and he has to like sit there and think for like 30 seconds about what he wants to do next. He did a lot less of that, you know, which was cool to see. And I was glad that, Almas did less of that here, right? This was a better match, but still, I don't really care for Almas at all. Just because Almas had a better match here with Lashley than they did at WrestleMania, uh, still doesn't mean I want to see it again going forward. I don't. The sad thing is this feud's going to continue most likely because Almas beat Lashley, so technically it's tied 1-1. So the big thing here is Lashley had Almas. He hit him with a flatliner. He kind of hit him with a slam, right, where he was barely able to get Almas off the ground. But MVP Almas threw Lashley into the LED post, and then MVP hits Lashley with his cane, and that allowed that distraction. And that distraction allowed Almas to uh, hit a slam and get the win on Lashley. So this is probably going to continue. I don't care for it, right? The interesting part will be when will Lashley get his hands on MVP, right? But and Lashley's over as hell. I love Lashley. Black excellence. I was yelling that at rings. I was like, Lashley represents Black excellence, and you don't almost. And I love that podium entrance that they give Lashley. I love it so much. Seeing it in person with the spotlight and everything, freaking love Bobby Lashley. The pyro gets me every time. I don't know how these WWE superstars do pyro. Like for Drew McIntyre, when he has those flames, you can feel the flames from the other side of the arena. When I was at WrestleMania, you could feel it from the other side of the stadium. So I don't know how these superstars deal with pyro and not have their ears explode. But still, cool stuff. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, Edge and AJ Styles, right? This uh, this was their rematch. Damian Priest was banned from ringside, right? Edge and AJ Styles, uh, they had a really good match as well. It felt a lot like their WrestleMania match, which was good too. I just don't think Edge and Styles have had that classic, right? And still, I miss babyface Edge. I'm not gonna lie, man. It doesn't matter. Even though his new theme is great, he had like the purple theme. It just reminds me so much of the Undertaker. And then, I just miss. I miss Edge. I miss babyface Edge. On this day, I see clearly everything come to life. I miss Edge's old thing, man. Like, damn, why could he keep that even with the Judgment Day faction? Like, come on, bring back the Alter Bridge, damn it! But still, the big thing here, this was huge. Uh, so Damian Priest comes out, right? But he didn't come to ringside. But then Finn Balor came out, and a lot of people have been saying how they want Finn Balor. And Styles to become a team going forward, the club and all that, right? But the big thing here, was not even that. So there's Finn Balor is dealing with Damian Priest, but then all of a sudden another person wearing a mask comes out, and all of a sudden person attacks Styles. I knew who it was right away because I could tell by the pants. I knew it was a woman, and I was thinking there's only really one person on the main roster for the woman that wears pants like that. And it was Rhea Ripley, right? And this is something people have already been saying for weeks, people have been saying they want Ripley to join Edge's faction. And because of the distraction, Edge was able to get the victory on Styles. I forget if it was a roll up or a spear. But still, uh, Edge got the win, and then afterwards, it was revealed to be Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is now in the Judgment Day faction. Her and Edge staring at each other with those like demonic looks was something else, right? And then Rhea Ripley's hair is now fully dyed black. I don't know if Rhea had to dye her hair for this. I love Rhea Ripley with her blonde hair, you know, but Rhea now has black hair. So she's now dyed her hair black, which I guess it goes with her changing her personality and fully embracing the dark side, right? So, uh, look, this is great for Rhea. This is We all knew Rhea needed a change, right? And her being heel, right? First she turns on Liv, now I think her feud with Liv is not even over yet, you know. But now Rhea is in Edge's faction, and that is great. Edge is building quite a dominant faction here. First he has Damian Priest, now he has a woman, and then this is gonna be fun. The thing about it is still you only have uh you only have one title. I mean, not one title. You don't have any titles. I'm sorry. Roman has all the titles. I would say if the titles were still separate, right? If Roman still just had the Universal Champion, this is one of my problems, man. WWE doesn't think. They were so quick to give Roman both titles that they didn't think. They didn't think. Like, imagine this, man. You have the Bloodline faction running SmackDown like they have been, right? Roman continues his dominant Universal title run. If the titles were still separate, I would say give Edge the WWE title. What the fuck are you guys thinking? Give Edge the WWE title with this new faction. And then you build up Cody to be the one to take the title from Edge. You know? Cause I'm loving the faction. I'm loving, it's awesome. It's awesome. And Rhea Ripley now being able to get out a whole new element. The thing is, we all know the most dominant factions have gold, right? The most dominant factions have gold. So, I feel like you gotta find some way. I don't know. Like, I would love to see Edge uh and have this faction be dominant. Edge has the WWE title, Priest wins like the US title back, Rhea Ripley with the Raw Women's title. That would be cool. And what does this mean for Rhea Ripley? Like I said, this is huge. Her being healed now and her aligning with Edge is going to be one of the best things for her career. And the thing about it is, now you need to start building up Rhea Ripley for Bianca Belair. I don't know if Rhea's the person you have take the time from Bianca. I don't mind it, but clearly, you need to build up Rhea for a big feud with Bianca, right? We've seen it in NXT when Rhea was the babyface and Bianca was the heel. Now, now it's time to change it up. Now it's time to change it up and have Rhea be the heel and Bianca be the babyface. So Rhea's gonna probably have to finish up her feud with Liv first. I love Liv, but she's probably gonna have to hold the L to Ripley, and then you build up Bianca, or you build up Rhea for Bianca, right? And maybe that's what you do for SummerSlam. I don't know. I want to see Bianca versus Asuka, or who knows? It'll depend on if Bayley's put on Raw, but still, Rhea being a heel, we need to get Rhea versus Bianca sooner rather than later. I'm almost home. I should be home in about 2 minutes, so I will be ending the stream soon. Like I said, I won't be doing the review tonight. This is more like just a fun reaction show, right? And maybe tomorrow morning I'll sit down and do an actual review. But yeah, Rhea joining the Judgment Day faction is great. I don't know if you continue the Styles Edge feud because Styles has already lost twice now to Edge. I don't know if Styles regroups against more people on his side, but so far Styles has two losses against Edge, and it doesn't seem to get any better. They're building up Edge's faction to be something beautiful and something dominant. So I love it. Damian Priest, Edge, now Rhea Ripley, Judgment Day, and who knows how many more people Edge may add to this faction before it's all said and done. It's a beautiful thing. Um, yeah. Last but not least, I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I did not watch anything between Madcap Moss and Baron Corbin because I have no care for it. I was actually taking a piss break and getting concessions, so I have nothing to talk about here. The last thing we're gonna talk about in this like reaction or whatever you want to call it is Ronda versus Charlotte I Quit match. You guys know how passionate I am about the women's division. You guys know how I felt about this feud, how I have no care for it, right? And taking my bias and my hatred for Charlotte Flair away, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys and not say good match. Ronda, even though it was very sloppy at times, for the most part, Ronda and Charlotte, they beat the hell out of each other. They beat the hell. With kendo sticks, chairs around the arena. They beat the hell out of each other. I dropped my AirPod. Damn it! Now I don't know where it is. I'm driving and I can't. Oh, I hate that. Fuck. I hate that. I dropped my AirPod. Oh shit. But anyway, hopefully I can find it when I get home and it'll come in. But anyway, uh, yeah. So my thing, my thing here is, clearly the I Quit match was designed for Ronda to win. When does a baby face lose an I Quit match? It almost never happens. The I Quit match is designed for a baby face. And uh the big thing here near the end was Ronda or Charlotte uh had the chair and looked like she was gonna do the figure four. She tells Ronda Happy Mother's Day, right? And that gets Ronda frustrated. She transitions into the armbar. Ronda wins the SmackDown Women's Championship. They said after the match, right? Ronda's celebrating. Ronda got a huge pop. Huge pop. This is the best Ronda's looked since she's come back. Since she's come back in January, this was the best Ronda had looked. You know, and yeah, she's still being there in person. She's still not all the way in shape, right? She still has a little bit of baby weight, but she is starting to look a little bit better. But here's the thing. So Ronda beat Charlotte, and then Charlotte was crying in the ring, which is funny. And they announced that Charlotte had, suffered some kind of arm injury. I don't know what that means. If I don't know if it was legit or what. But they said Charlotte had suffered some kind of arm injury. I can't find my dang AirPod. I don't know where it is. Uh, the thing about it is, I pray this feud's over. I really do pray that the feud is over. I don't think any of us want to see Ronda and Charlotte at Hell in a Cell. Really, like end it here. We didn't even want to see it at WrestleMania. We sat through it the last couple months, couple weeks. The feud, the build up to Backlash was horrible with Drew Gulak and Alea and all that other crap. Right? Like, please don't make us have to sit through this for another month for Hell in a Cell. Because WWE's going to want to do a trilogy. You know, if, all right, and then people ask, okay, what do you do then? Right? Well, you have two options. You can do Sasha, right? Even though Sasha's a tag champion, I say this all the time. Ronda's best match in WWE was Sasha makes up the Rumble a couple years ago. Or you can do Bayley, right? If Bayley comes back as a heel, right? you kind of have a lot of baby faces right now, so it kind of would make sense for Bailey to come back as a heel, even though there are going to be some people that want Bailey back as a face. You could have Bailey come back as a heel, and you could do Bailey versus Ronda. Bailey and Ronda only faced each other once, and that was back when Bailey was a baby face with the ponytail, right? Ronda's never faced the heel Bailey. I feel like that would be a great feud, because I don't know when Ronda's losing that title. I don't. The draft won't be till later this year, and we know they're gonna want to do Ronda and Becky again at some point, and that would probably be for WrestleMania next year, but you never know. So I don't know. I don't know. You know, it's all really gonna depend on when they want to do Ronda versus Becky again, which will probably be in Mania next year. But I want to see Ronda versus Sasha. I want to see Ronda versus Bailey, Ronda versus Asuka, Ronda versus Bianca. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, Ronda acts a little bit better now, right? But I don't know. But Ronda did get a huge pop, and she got a mega pop when she won that title tonight. Uh, but other than that, that's about it. I'm about to be home here in like 30 seconds, so I'm gonna end the stream up here. If you want to consider this a review, I guess, but I just wanted to do more of like an initial reaction since I'm not gonna film a podcast and my voice just hurts like hell and I'm tired as hell. So yeah, but other than that, that's about all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys for joining me on this impromptu, weird edition of the Jitsu podcast. Thank you guys for the love and support. Leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel by hitting the bell by name Fitzmonk TV so you guys are notified every time I post a new video. I will see you guys later. Stay safe and healthy.